Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, I am Nur Shazalia binti Muhammad Halil.
Everyone, my name is Nur Aisha Nadia binti Azrion.
Hello everyone, and my name is Ariani Rima Mataki.
The topic of our discussion today is market structure, which is perfect competition and monopoly. We will delve deeper into this topic. Did you know what is perfect competition? Perfect competition is a market in which there are many buyers and sellers. The products are homogeneous and sellers can easily enter and exit from the market. Now, let's take a look at perfect competition's characteristics. Firstly, large number of buyers and sellers. The first condition is that the number of buyers and sellers must be so large that none of them individually is in a position to influence the price and output or the industry as a whole. The size of each firm is small. In the market, the position of a purchaser or a seller is just like a drop of water in an ocean. Secondly, homogeneous or identical product. Each firm should produce and sell a homogeneous product so that no buyer has any preference for the product of any individual seller over others. In this market structure, buyers cannot differentiate products in terms of quality, packaging, color, and design. The firm cannot charge different for the same products in the market. Products which are similar in nature but different in terms of quality and packaging are not homogeneous products. Thirdly, free entry and exit of firms. The firm should be free to enter or leave the firm since there is no significant barriers. If there is hope of profit, the firm will enter in business, and if there is profitability of loss, the firm will leave the business. Next characteristic is perfect knowledge of the market. Buyers and sellers must possess complete knowledge about the prices at which goods are being bought and sold, and of the prices at which others are prepared to buy and sell. This will help in having uniformity in prices. Fifth, perfect mobility of the factors of productions and goods. There should be perfect mobility of factors and goods between industries. Goods should be free to move to those places where they can fetch the highest price. Sixth, absence of price control or price taker. Since buyers and sellers do not have significant power to control or fix the price of the products, the price is determined by market forces, which are market demand and market supply. Lastly, the last characteristic of perfect competition is absence of transport costs. There must be absence of transport costs. In having less or negligible transport costs will help complete market in maintaining uniformity in price. In this slide, we will see demand curve for a perfect competition firm. Since the firms are price takers, they face a horizontal demand curve. Demand curve in perfect competition is horizontal or perfectly elastic. So we can see that price equal to MR, MR equal to AR. So price also equal to AR. So now we want to find profit maximization or marginal approach using the perfect competition graph. So we have to remember that MR is equal to MC. Based on this graph, we'll see that the crossing point between MR and MC is equal to 35 ringgit and the quantity is 50. Now we will see three types of profit maximization in short run. Firstly, the firm will experience supernormal profit when total revenue is more than total cost. From this diagram, the cost per unit lies below selling price per unit. The equilibrium where the MR is equal to MC occurs at price is at 35 ringgit and the quantity is 10 units. So, TR is equal to 35 ringgit times 10 and equal to 350 ringgit, and the TC is 15 times 10 equal to 150 ringgit. So the total profit is TR minus TC. Then we find that the total profit is 200. Second, firm will experience normal profit when total revenue is equal total cost. TR is equal to TC. From this diagram, the cost per unit tangent with selling price per unit. The equilibrium where the MR equal to MC occurs at price equal to 35 ringgit and the quantity is 10 units. So TR is equal to 350 ringgit and TC is 350 ringgit too. So when the total profit TR minus TC is equal to 0, that is the firm will experience normal profit. Lastly, the firm will experience subnormal profit when total revenue is less than total cost. From this diagram, the cost per unit above selling price per unit. The equilibrium where the MR is equal to MC occurs at price equal to 35 ringgit and quantity equal to 10 units. So, TR will be 350 ringgit and the TC will be 400 ringgit. So, the total profit TR minus TC equal to negative 50 ringgit.
What is long-run equilibrium in perfect competition? So, in the long run, firm only earns normal profit or zero economic profit due to free entry and exit effect. If in the short run, firms earn supernormal profit at P1 for instance, it will attract new firms to enter the market. Existing firms expand their production, thus supply will increase from S1 to S2. When supply is more than demand, it creates surplus. Market price will decrease to P2, so profits also will decrease. Thus, becomes normal profit in the long run. And what will happen if in the short run firms incur subnormal profit? So, if in the short run firms incur subnormal profit, weak firms will leave the market. Then the surviving firms will decrease their production. Thus, supply will also decrease. When supply is less than demand, it creates shortage. Market price will increase then. Firms start to cover their losses, then they will reach normal profit in the long run. But what will happen if in the short run firms earn normal profit? So, if in the short run firms earn normal profit, firms neither enter nor exit the market. Then they will continue earning normal profit in the long run. And now we're gonna learn about a monopoly. What is monopoly? Monopoly is a market structure in which there is a single seller and large number of buyers and selling products that have no cost substitution and have high entry and exit barrier. Did you know that monopoly have 4 characteristics? The first one is single seller. Monopoly is a form of imperfect market structure because goods and services are provided by a single seller or monopolies. A price of goods and services is fully controlled by one seller. Therefore, if the price of goods rise up, consumers need to accept and pay higher prices to buy the goods and services because the monopoly market has fully control. So, consumers do not have choice to choose goods from other company or industry. Monopoly face no competition and can influence the market easily. So the second characteristic of monopoly is unique goods. As we know, monopoly market producing unique goods, there are no close substitutes in the marketplace. So monopoly market is freedom to change the cost of the goods or services. For example, we can see Windows company, which they are using their own idea to form their own goods and service, which is known as Microsoft. So they do not have any other substitutes in this market. I'm gonna explain the third characteristic in monopoly market, which is high barriers to entry into monopoly market. Monopoly does not have face competition because there is no competitor produce the same product. There are strong barriers to enter the monopoly market. The barriers are comprised of various forms such as legal, technology, control over resources, patent and copyright, license, and many more. The last characteristic of monopoly market is price maker. The monopolist is a price maker since there is only one seller or one producer, and it has the power to control the price in the market. I guess you might be wondering on what is the barriers to entry in a monopoly market. So there are 5 barriers to entry in monopoly market, which are control over resources, patents, copyright, high capital requirements, economies of scale, and the lastly is government franchise. The first barriers to entry in a monopoly market is control over resources, which means monopoly occurs when a company has control over scarce resources. Next is patent copyright. Monopolies common features such as control the exclusivity of the production or information is not available to others. Producer own the patents, copyright of idea and trademark established by law to prevent potential competitors from imitating. The monopoly of resources or technique belongs only to the company to exploit it. One of the best examples of monopoly market is Microsoft Office that is owned by Windows company. There are no other competitors and a lot of people are using these Microsoft words to do their job and get the job done easily. So a Microsoft Office is a unique good since there is no other alternative from other companies. What does it mean by the third barriers to entry in monopoly market, which is high capital requirements? So, some production process require large investment in capital or large research and development costs that make it difficult for new companies to enter the industry. For example, include steel production, pharmaceuticals, and space transport. In economies of scale, which is the fourth barriers to entry in monopoly market, monopolies exhibit decreasing costs as output increases. The decreasing costs give monopolies a cost advantage in production over potential competitors. Then, market entrants have not yet achieved economies of scale, so their output simply costs so much more than the incumbent firms that make market entry is difficult. Now, I'm gonna explain about the last barriers to entry, which is government franchise. Institution barrier exist when the government gives exclusive franchise right to a firm to sell a product. An obvious example of this would be the U.S. Postal Service, which has the sole right to deliver first-class mail.
So let's take a look at this graph. This graph is a demand curve for a monopoly. Monopoly firm sells goods at different prices. To sell more goods, firm has to lower price. The first graph shows when monopoly earns supernormal profit. Firm will experience supernormal profit when total revenue is more than total cost. From the above diagram, the cost per unit, which is AC, lies below selling price per unit. The equilibrium where the MR equal to MC occurs at price RM13 and quantity 20 units. The profit area RM60 is in shaded area. The next graph shows when monopoly earns normal profit. Firm will experience normal profit when total revenue is equal to total cost. From the above diagram, the cost per unit, which is AC, tangent with selling price per unit, which is AR. The equilibrium where the MR equal to MC occurs at price RM10 and quantity 20 units. There is no profit area since firm experience zero profit. So for the last graph shows when monopoly earns subnormal profit. Firm will experience subnormal profit when total revenue is less than total cost. From the above diagram, the cost per unit, which is AC, above selling price per unit, which is AR. The equilibrium where the MR equal to MC occurs at price RM10 and quantity 20 units. The loss area -100 is in shaded area. Profit maximization in long run in monopoly. This graph shows long run equilibrium. In the long run, a monopoly firm may earn supernormal profit due to block entry. There are three types of price discrimination. The first one is first-degree price discrimination. This one occurs when a firm charges each consumer the maximum price that they are willing to pay for each unit. The best example for first-degree price discrimination is auction. The next one is second-degree price discrimination. It occurs when the products are grouped into blocks and each block is charged at a different price. This type of price discrimination is charged by public utilities such as electricity charges, water charges, telephone charges, and others. And the last one is third-degree price discrimination. Under this price discrimination, the markets are divided into many submarkets or subgroups. Examples are transportation, medical, legal, and entertainment. So for the next one is the necessary conditions for price discrimination. The first one is existence of monopoly power. Price discrimination can occur only if monopoly power exists and there are no competitors in the market. The second one is existence of different markets for the same commodity. A firm should be able to separate customers according to price elasticity of demand. The third one is existence of different degree of elasticity of demand. Monopolies can charge higher price for inelastic market and lower price for elastic market. And the last one is cost of separating market must be low. So for the last one is comparison between monopoly and perfect competition. There is one similarity between both monopoly and perfect competition, which is both market is done in the long run. The differences between monopoly and perfect competition can be divided into several categories, which are quantity, price, profit, and level of efficiency. The first category is quantity. Perfect competition firm sold more than monopoly firm. Second one is price. Monopoly firm charge higher. And the third one is profit. Perfect competition firm earn normal profit in long run while monopoly firm earn supernormal profit. The last one is level of efficiency. Perfect competition firm sold more quantity at lowest cost while monopoly firm sold less quantity at higher cost. So this can be concluded that perfect competition firm is more efficient than monopoly.